All right, welcome back. Episode 8 of Tim and Joe's Awesome Podcast.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, episode 8.
Whoa.
By now we should have like a theme song that's like, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum, Tim and Joe's Awesome Podcast. Something like that, you know?
Yeah, by episode 8, I definitely pictured more like, I don't know, fan mail.
Maybe you are a Leo.
I don't know what that means.
Yes,
Do you guide your life by?
Hey, let's find out. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's find out. Is Joe a Leo? I'm a Capricorn.
Okay, I know what I am.
What are you?
People have told me my whole life. I've never put any stock into it. I'm a Cancer.
Cancer birth dates.
We're talking
June 22nd to July 22nd.
Yeah, that fits.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Cancer.
Cancer is, your season is the beginning of summer in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yep.
You're known for being intuitive, creative, emotionally heightened, and defensive. They're also said to be highly sensitive to their environments and extremely self-protective. Any of those grab you?
They all grab me, and I bet if you read the Leo ones, they'd grab me too. They're just general enough.
So, listen, I love all the signs and all the peoples.
Yeah.
I feel like Leos are a bit showy. I think they would accept that. No, goodness no. I'm the opposite. That's why this is like, I don't know. That's why this is not natural to me.
Sure.
Capricorns are, the sign of the Capricorn is that weird half goat, half fish. So it's a goat with a fish's tail. So Capricorns are extremely hard workers, extremely adaptable in their best, but at their worst, their adaptability leaves them maybe uncertain about who they are.
Oh, wow.
So so Capricorn is it's a strength and a weakness all wrapped up together. So here I am acting like the goat or the ram, but at any second now I'll be that fish. I'll just be like, I gotta go, gotta get out of here. It's too much.
We're talking mantras today, and that fits because I didn't know this. You've dropped a few different horoscope references. Do you put a lot of stock into the horoscopes?
I don't until I do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's a fun little conversation.
It's about
starter.
as general as all horoscopes are right there.
Well, and I'll say there's a guy at work, and we were like, oh, what is that dude? And we thought he was a sign. So we read the sign stuff for that, right?
Yeah.
We're like, bro cannot be less like that.
Sure.
Then we're talking to him, and he's like, oh, well, y'all forgot my birthday. My birthday's this date.
Okay.
Like, oh, so then we pull up that sign. Nailed him to a T.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed him to a T. Yeah.
Okay. So this, we weren't planning on talking about this at all, but since it came up.
We have our beginning banter, which first, we're going to get to the mantras, proverbs, adages that have meant a lot to us, or we just found out as we were putting this together. By putting it together, meaning in a parking lot, trying to figure out what we're going to talk about. Yeah. Separately, I was in my own parking lot. You're probably in a parking lot figuring it out.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a parking lot.
He was on the toilet figuring it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, essentially, I don't even remember where I was going with that because it's unscripted.
Yeah. Well,
so you have the adages, proverbs, and sayings that mean a lot to us, or we just discovered that suddenly mean a lot to us, which hopefully they'll mean a lot to you as well. Stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, ... back at the ranch, ... Zodiac signs.
Yeah, I got to know. So you said a Capricorn.
Capricorn.
You're a goat and a fish. This is the perfect person to ask this to because you have a twin brother. Who's also a goat and a fish.
That's true.
Does he have the same characteristics as you?
Well, and it does get a little dicey. Is it the Zodiac, or is it that we are genetically the same person? Yeah. Same raw material, same IQ, same experiences, up until about the age 18.
Okay.
But we're very similar.
You're very similar.
Yeah.
Not everybody's like that.
That's true.
That might be the biggest argument against the horoscopes.
The twin part or the zodiac part?
Well, the zodiac part being pretty spot on for both. So people who read these horoscopes, again, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. I mean, if horoscopes,
you guys probably saw the Supernatural episode where Joe obviously does not believe in the spooks and.
That's right, but I'm always open to you convincing me, and so I'll tell you that you've moved the needle a little bit, just a little bit. I'm open to it, but they've done blind studies where they've had only twins, go to horoscope readers.
Whoa!
And almost always, out of 12 categories to place them in, they're not going to be placed in the same category.
Well, let's also offer that horoscopes, personal destinies, we're talking about broad strokes here.
Sure.
We're talking about stars, time of the year. A guy I worked with was even as remote as saying, I just enjoy knowing what season people were born in because I feel like it affects who they are. If you're born in the winter,
it does affect your life.
Maybe you're an infant and maybe it was cold, and so you're internalizing like life is a little bit of pain. Maybe you're born in a beautiful spring, and from an infant you're just like, man, life's pretty good.
Yep.
Exactly. Is it science? Absolutely not, and that's why I didn't bring it up in our science episode, which you should. Look at me, I can even reference all our past episodes.
Bring it back, tie it up.
If you missed our science episode, what a thrill.
What a thrill that was.
Joe had pretty much an existential crisis. And when I brought up the model of the Earth flying through space and
was
the
rough,
world
but I've come back to that
you're
this
back?
week. In the last 24 hours, I've come back. I've come back. No,
lots happened in 24 hours.
It has, yeah. Did we talk about the thing?
Well, and I did write down on my desk, because I was trying to name our last episode, that heavenly echo of a holy harmony, which was the microwave background radiation. I found the name of it, that is permeating all of space and time right now.
Well, that's comforting. That's one thing that hasn't changed in the last 24 hours, and so we can fall back on that. Well, we're talking mantras. We're talking mantras. We've covered a lot already. I hope I didn't yuck anybody's yum. A lot of people use horoscopes. It helps them be reflective. It's something that I don't do very much. I'm not self-analytical. It's a tool.
It's a tool.
Hopefully nobody takes it too seriously and it lets them analyze themselves a little bit, and that's never a bad thing. Yeah. So, and that's the deal with mantras. I mean, some people live by them.
Man.
Some people use them as a tool. Sometimes they're very situational. So let me ask you this, Tim.
Joe.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
Gosh, absolutely not. No. My wife and I, when we first met, I had a mustache. She definitely did not have love at first sight at that point.
Ouch.
How
many sights did it take for her to love you?
Well, we met again. I remember, well, actually, I met her once even before that, like years before that. We were at the same little coffee shop concert at Sundergass Coffee.
Okay.
A friend of ours, Aaron, was having a concert, and I was a barista, and a friend of Aaron's, and a roommate at that point. And so I was there, and they pass around the tip jar, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, show your boy some love.
Yeah.
And Aaron's a funny guy. Aaron's not that terribly funny. I'm a funny guy. And so I took a shoe off and put it in the jar, the hat, to pass around. Like, bro, I'll even give you my shoe. I didn't have any. I think I had. I don't know. And she remembers it. She's like, you were the guy, that jerk who put the shoe in?
Oh, she didn't think of it.
And then I met her because she was like, bye, because we had a lot of mutual friends. Bye, Megan, love you. And then I saw her. I think she had a beret on or something. No, she had a knit cap because she was like in that thrifting, hippie, reuse, let's stop all the waste in the earth, which I appreciate. Okay. I remember looking at her like...
That doesn't sound like it.
Well, not when it's like a floppy, weird-looking knit hat that...
Boy, do you not believe in love at first sight. I mean, this thing's a train wreck.
That was a train wreck. And then we met again years later, and it was just like, and it was even our friends were trying to put us together, like, hey, I want you to, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, so good to meet you. And she was like, great to meet you. And then it was like,
Cupid's arrow. I
will never see you again. Bye-bye.
Oh,
then we ended up working together, though. Yeah, and then we fell in love. So maybe love at third sight.
Third sight?
Yeah, what about you?
The third sight did it for you? I think I believe in it.
Whoa.
I think, you didn't get me on half the stuff from the science episode. You not get me on the horoscope.
Zodiac signs.
There's one thing
absolutely
we can believe
not. But love at first sight, it's real.
I think we got to lower the bar a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think. I think if you believe in love at first sight going into it, there's just going to be a lot of expectations not met. You're not going to hear the harp or whatever.
Interesting. Yeah.
But was it different? Those first two interactions sounded terrible. I mean, oh my gosh, you're lucky there was a third interaction. Was it different on that third one? Was there something that clicked?
We had the same eyes.
Nothing.
I had shaved my mustache.
That helped.
So that helped in a huge way. But granted, I should say that this was like 14 years ago. This is like when mustaches were still trying to get established. Like now, mustaches, dime a dozen. Back then,
they're doing better now.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I was
just ahead of the curve.
I was a lonely acolyte. Let's say that I was by myself.
Yeah.
So 14 years ago, mustaches were. You could either have a state trooper mustache.
Sure, I can picture that.
Porn star mustache. There was really nothing in between.
It really is a thin line, yeah.
And I think I'd ended up in the state trooper mustache realm.
I don't know which one's better.
I don't know either.
Well, that's one of the mysteries.
But now tell me about you and Katie. Love at first sight. You guys have a wonderful meet cute. If you want to share it with our 7
Do
viewers.
we have one?
7 viewers.
I mean, we met in prison.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
What is the? Because we had a few different. It wasn't always the timing wasn't always
like
right. I was with somebody. She was with somebody.
Didn't you jump a fence or something?
That's when things really took it up a notch. But that wasn't the first time that we had ever met or seen each other.
Tell me, love at first sight.
So don't talk me out of it. I guess the first times we did see each other wasn't all that, But I will say the first time. Here's the thing. Love at first sight.
Sorry, the gunshot in the background was just really
we'll edit that
spicy.
Out. Yeah,
it was spicy in my heart.
To truly base it off sight is probably not authentic, right? If you're just basing love the first time you see somebody, you're probably kind of a creepy person in general. Like it's either really lustful or it's like infatuation, But there is something whenever you really first meet somebody.
Okay.
The first meet.
Okay.
Where if something clicks and it's a no-doubter.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is different.
Yeah. And that was.
Yeah. That was Katie for sure.
I mean, take us back. Let me smell the smells. What was on the radio? Let me feel the feels. Feel the carpet. It was in between my toes.
Well, Katie was a member of a pool that I was not a member of.
You got that.
Which is a little off-brand for her and her family, but she sure was. I was on the outside of the fence. I was shooting hoops. She was on the inside of the fence, swimming, sunbathing. And the only way I got to hang out with her that day was to hop the fence. So maybe it was love at first sight. Maybe it was the rush of adrenaline of something. But there was something there that clicked. And
so you finished the game? You don't finish the game.
Well, I had to finish the game.
I
had to drop the mic. I had to show her something. I was balling out.
Was she watching you play?
Oh, caught the corner of her eye, I'm sure.
Oh, man. We'll ask her.
Yeah, she remembers.
Then what? You tell the boys, like, all right, I'll catch you later. I got something I got to do? Or were they there helping you over the fence?
From what I remember is we all joined inside the pool.
Oh, wow.
We all did. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
and each of them found a wife that day.
You got to have a wing.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, did I not mention? Yeah.
Something in that water.
Something, no doubt.
Something
no
in
doubt.
that water.
Yeah.
Well, man, I love that. You're jumping
love at first
fences,
sight.
private clubs. You're like,
Come
listen,
on.
you're the bad boy coming in.
It was good. We had met before. I had worked at an ice cream store. She came in for a milkshake.
But you remember.
Whipped it up. Oh.
Man,
Oh,
does she remember the milkshake?
She doesn't remember it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't remember as much.
Well,
but
probably
man.
better that way, right? She just remembers you as the beach body hopping the fence. The beach body bad boy hopping the fence. That's what she remembers you as.
That's what I'd like. Yeah.
Not the milkshake man.
The guy whipping up the birthday cake.
Who showed up late with a hangover and is barely hanging on to that job.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's your story,
Yes.
but I know that your talents probably would feel wasted there.
Amen.
Let's just say
That's
that.
okay. I was laying the groundwork. So now that I mentioned it, maybe it wasn't love at first sight. Maybe it was a culmination of many things. But I'll stick by. I'm not saying it's everybody's experience. And I think that we got to lower the expectations. I think there's a little bit more that's got to happen than just laying eyes on each other.
Yeah.
But, sometimes magic happens. Cupid's arrow hits. And, that's all
Now,
she wrote.
When did you know you know? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, it was pretty early, man.
yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty early.
Man, you fell fast, fell hard, huh?
Man,
Was
best
she
investment
quick
ever
too?
made.
She know? Or did it take her a little longer?
It took her maybe a smidge longer. Just a smidge.
Smidge? What is a smidge? A week?
A smidge.
Month?
Yeah,
6
a few
months?
weeks maybe. I believe that most people enjoy my presence in retrospect. So I think sometimes it takes a little bit of time, and I know that. I go into it knowing that. And just, it'll age, let it marinate, and then we'll come back.
You're just ahead of your time. They're like, wait a minute, that was...
Yeah, that was weird. Somebody put a shoe in a tip jar, but I remember it.
She still looks at me like, you were that guy.
Oh, no.
Like, man, Aaron was laughing. It was like so funny. It was like, anyway, yeah.
Tell me a mantra of yours. Give me one.
All right, well, before I go to the ones I found, like my dad used to always say, if you find yourself going in circles, stop cutting corners.
That's profound.
Yeah, it's been.
Is that common? That's really good.
I don't know. I haven't ever heard it since.
I haven't heard it since either.
Somebody told him, but yeah.
Wow.
If you find yourself going in circles, quit cutting corners. And I'm like, man, that's exactly right.
That's it.
So, hard work. Sometimes I'm skipping that hard decision. That's why I'm like, man, now I'm in this spiral because I've been skipping that hard decision so much. Now I'm like, I don't even know what the right decision is anymore. It's like, oh, well, maybe you should just go ahead and make the hard decision.
Yeah. That's really good. That's really good. I'm going to add that to the old file cabinet.
Old Dan.
So it's true. You find it to be true.
I found it to be very true. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I mean, sometimes it's good to be going in circles. That's the other hard part is that, like, I may have internalized it too much.
Sure.
Maybe I make the hard decision too often, cut to the chase too quick, and I miss the meandering, the kind of wandering. Yep. Some spirals go up, some spirals go down. You know what I'm saying? So.
Good point. We've all been on a spiral staircase.
But yeah. And I've been once I went up. You know what? I had come back down.
Yep.
I can't remember one spiral staircase that I went up and I didn't come back down, or one that I went down and I didn't come back up.
Profound. I mean, people, this is good content. Share it with a friend.
Hashtag spiral staircase. Hashtag circles.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I didn't know this was going to be a philosophy episode. Wow.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, they say
have
that.
you found that to be true in your life at any time?
Like an old adage that the
or just
family
let's
tells
start
you.
with just the going in circles.
Going in circles.
Cutting
Well,
corners.
it's all perspective, right? They say, you look at your finger, you're doing a spiral.
Yeah.
It's moving one way. All right.
Up or down.
Right. Moving clockwise or whatever. And you bring it above your head and oh my gosh. Now we're moving a different direction.
Man, that's a good point.
It's all perspective.
Man. But wouldn't you be outside of your own finger in that diagram?
Yeah.
Well, what about you? Another axiom, adage?
Let's see. I'll tell you, I don't remember. I remember who said it, but I've heard it since I was a kid. I'm sure you heard the same. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
That couldn't be more true.
Man,
that's
true.
one we can both agree on. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'll say that one that was one that was said in my household for sure. And they don't all pan out.
Oh, that's another one.
They don't all pan out. Is that a saying?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about sifting for gold, right? Panning the waters.
Oh my gosh,
that's an old timey.
Exactly
see, they're so ingrained.
Yeah. Wow, they are. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, my dad used to say both those. So we'd be out in the Oregon Trail. Be heading west.
And little Bessie Sue had died of dysentery just 2 computer weeks earlier.
Yeah. And Dad would say, "Son, they don't all pan out."
Man.
You get another sibling.
That's it.
Don't judge a book by its cover. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
I've incorporated that one into my life, I'm sure, as you have.
Yeah.
Trashmas, baby. I mean, that's Trashmas.
Man.
Is the epitome of don't judge a book by its cover. Trashmas is our what do you call it? Our Secret Santa.
Annual Secret Santa of the West End, Portland neighborhood.
That's right. And you can only gift items you find on the street.
And let's start with the end in mind. 100 people show up to this.
Yeah, 100 might be a little generous, but we packed the house.
Like 60. I would say at least 60.
Yeah.
People are coming and going. I would even say generous. I don't think it's generous. I think 100 people touch on Trashmas.
Yeah, it's possible. It got a little out of hand. I mean, the last time I had to get like a PA system for that one.
It was rowdy.
Yeah.
It was big.
Yeah, we did. We do a potluck. Only leftovers for the potluck. So you can't, nothing new, nothing baked, nothing. I mean,
this is right after Christmas, right?
Yeah,
right
first week in January.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even.
So you got lots of
Christmas
leftovers.
season is over.
Okay.
It's like, this is, again, that's all part of it,
Yeah.
But my goodness, just the magic that happens at Trashmas and all the, day old Jimmy John's bread everyone's eating and,
You're painting a certain picture. I think you're taking pride in.
Taking a lot of pride in
some
Trashmas.
things that's what I overlook in Trashmas.
Yeah.
Is the aged food. What I love are the handicraft creations that people make out of trash. And I think the beginning of Trashmas years ago was that it was junk day, right? So put your junk out on the street. Was a couple weeks before. And so I think the guiding light was like, all right, we're going to have a Secret Santa swap, but it can only be things you found in the trash on trash day. Is a great opportunity to grab something awesome and then make it more awesome, or just bring it, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was it always worked out. It timed out really well. Is right at the very end of the year they would do bulk trash set out, so you could set anything out on your curb. For the most part, if it's not, nuclear and it's not tires or whatever, they'll pick it up. And gosh, you could find some treasures in this. So we started walking through them, and they don't do it anymore. Bulk trash pickup, and maybe a shout out to one of our valued listeners, Karen Maynard. I think she oversees a lot of the. She's really streamlined the process. It's a better system.
It's a better system. We don't blame you for anything.
We don't. But one of the unintended consequences, it did take a hit to Trashmas.
But last year. It was already that, and it's still very strong, right?
And in our beloved community, sometimes if you look hard enough, you'll find something special.
You can, you sure can.
Highlights. Somebody gifted a water heater at the last.
Yeah, they
one.
painted it like a Christmas tree and decorated it.
That was really nice.
It was the same water heater that had junked out and flooded their entire basement and wrecked their furnace. So he had taken computer components and used those as the computer components for his heater. He'd put those on as the ornaments.
Very redemptive.
On the water heater.
I know I drew, one of the names I drew was our good buddy Tyler Ratliff from the neighborhood one year. And I know the one thing I know about Tyler is he loves cats.
No kidding.
And so I just took an afternoon and I got me a lint roller and I just went out and I pet all the stray cats I could. And I just pet their coat.
With a lint roller.
With a lint roller, right? And I was making art here is what I was doing. And I was taking some and I was framing them in different, and I got an orange cat and a black cat and I got a white cat and I put them all and I framed them real nice. And it didn't land all that well. It didn't land all that well. But there's been some good ones. I did some stuffing and a stuffed animal that I pulled out of a mattress one year. And stuffed a stuffed animal. Gave that to Will Gilmore. And,
I took a pool, like one of those kiddie pools that I found on the side of the street.
Oh, this was good.
Cut it up, and then bradded it, like those brads you get at Office Depot or whatever, and made a little boy out of it. And I gave somebody their very own pool boy.
That was beautiful.
To clean their imaginary pool.
That was good.
And then I got a mannequin head that was like with eyelashes and everything. Very creepy.
So good.
Yeah, it was so good. Trashmas, don't judge a book by its cover.
It never disappoints. Yeah. Never judge a book by its cover.
That's true. That's true.
One man's trash, another man's treasure. I mean, there's another one. I didn't even think about that.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
All right, so that's when my mom used to say,
yeah.
You gave me one your dad used to say, give me one you live by.
Man, let me pull it up. Because I did think about these. You just put me right on the spot there.
I did.
What I was thinking of, though, is that my grandma used to say, if wishes were fishes, we'd all have poles.
Okay.
Like, it just means like...
Walk me through that one.
Just means like, you're like, I wish, Grandma, I wish I had a new toy, or I wish. She's like, if wishes were fishes, we'd all have poles. Like, you can't just wish something into existence. Like, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Now get to it. Get to it.
Grandma's right about that.
Yeah. Grandma J. So I got two. Here. All right, I got two. These I live by. One, bad dancing never hurt the earth. That's I had to look it up as far as where it came from. But Ghana. It's a Ghanan proverb.
Bad dancing never hurt the earth.
That's right. So dance is what it means. You hear music, you want to dance, you dance. You're not going to hurt the earth.
Yeah.
Dance.
True. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I was at a meeting recently where they were talking about new playground design.
Oh.
And they mentioned that one of the goals for the playground design was for it to be very visually appealing for TikTok dance videos.
Whoa.
Cue the eye roll in the room.
Yeah.
Right? And they could feel it. They're like, we know what you haven't said.
What did they say?
What they did say was, listen, is there any better use of a public space than dancing freely?
Ooh.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. That's
True.
Magic. Yeah.
Yeah, we want our young people hanging out in our public spaces and using them.
Yeah, dancing.
Yeah. So I love that. Is that another Grandma J?
No, that one I learned in college. I was taking a ethno-music class, musicology, and a woman had gone. She was from the New England area, but she'd gone out to spend a summer just cataloging the beats of sub-Saharan Africa, as people do.
Sure. College.
And she'd come back, and this was a very uptight person who had found in the African proverb a new life. Bad dancing never hurt the earth. It didn't hurt that she was very cute as well and free spirit. So I was like, anything you say. But then I thought, bad dancing never hurt the earth. I'm a white dude who can't dance terribly well because I just don't dance. And so then I just started really dancing, man.
Yeah, way to go for it. Yeah. So do you dance? When you show up to, wedding or a contra, whatever, you really go for it?
Man, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my wife and I now, when we were just dating, I'd internalized it. And man, we would just get crazy at these dance parties. Yeah. And one of our signature moves, back then zombies were very popular, was just like I would come over to her like a dancing zombie, and then I would just like eat her brain, like right there on the dance floor, man. Granted, these are house parties. It's not like we're at Uncle Pleasant's or something like that, and I would just like nosh on her brain and like, like the crazier the better. You know what I'm saying?
Stephanie's really hoping that shoe thing was a one-off, but it's
there's something about a man. There's something about a man who has, because it wasn't even performative. It just was like.
Yeah,
expressive and fun, and she might have curled her toes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It might have done the trick.
The first time I danced with Katie, I pioneered a new dance move.
Whoa!
Where I just brushed my teeth on the dance floor
with a real brush.
With a real brush.
You pioneered it. We're still waiting for people to pick it up. You know, how did you have a toothbrush?
The logistics of all of it. Yeah, I mean,
you're planning ahead.
Of course. Yeah, you gotta honestly when it comes to something like that, you really gotta think ahead. You gotta get in your bag a little bit.
Where were you?
We were on the dance floor. We were at
House party.
It was like an EDM thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Pacifiers or no pacifiers?
I don't know what that means. What is that?
Pacifiers? The
No, what do you
EDM?
do? Is that like an LSD thing? What do pacifiers
It's a
do?
Molly thing.
Yeah? No, it was Colgate toothpaste.
Well, no, I mean like not you.
It was
The people around you.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
Colgate or Crest. I'm not.
Nobody else. Everybody else was brushing their teeth. Nobody had a pacifier.
I don't know. I was really into Katie and not really.
I got you. No, I'm sorry.
I was just like.
You know, I'm showing a little. I was never the pacifier guy, but I was friends with people in high school who.
Rock the pacifiers?
Bro, they had them clipped to their backpack at school. It was like, hey, I party. I got the pacifier on my backpack.
Whoa.
I went to a rougher high school.
Yeah.
But this was like one of the really smart kids in the gifted and talented class.
Yeah.
I hope he's doing well.
I hope so, man.
Maybe he's gonna pick up the toothbrush thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's.
What did Katie feel? Did she feel excited? Did she curl her toes? Was she?
I'd
She
like
pull out floss. She's like, "Baby, don't stop."
the original
just started
floss.
Baby, yeah, the original
So
floss.
the original one.
She's like, "Baby."
I think it landed. I think it did. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it worked well. I'd love to have her on. We'll get her point of view on that one sometime.
Yeah.
We'll have so many questions. We got a few for Stephanie.
Katie,
while we're
leave
at
some
it.
comments. Leave some
Yeah.
comments.
Please.
I know you're an avid listener.
Yeah.
Stephanie does listen.
Oh, really? Come on, shout out Stephanie. We're gonna if this one needs to leave some comments. She's come up quite a few times. So
Stephanie,
definitely need her
leave
point
some
of view.
comments below.
Yeah, a lot of shout outs on this episode. My goodness. Grandma Jay.
I think we're feeling a little nostalgic for life, love, and the past today. I think.
Pass.
But the future's coming too. So
Yeah, the
all right,
future's
so those are two killer ones. A killer. Oh, sorry, I didn't say the second one. The second one was
Sure.
this one I saw. I was in a 7. I still sometimes these find you. You don't find the axiom or the adage. It finds you.
Okay, I believe that. Yeah.
I was in 7-Eleven on what street is that? Morris? No.
In Louisville?
Yeah. No. In Louisville, Texas.
Okay. Yeah.
Edmonds.
You're on your own on that.
Edmonds and Fox. I was at a 7-Eleven picking up Arizona sweet tea, and they had TV screens, and they were showing like the fried chicken. You know how they do, like $2.99 fried chicken. And this proverb comes up, and man, live it, love it.
The chicken commercial?
The 7-Eleven on Edmonds and Fox. Vision without action is a dream. Vision without action is a dream. Action without vision is a nightmare.
7-Eleven?
7-Eleven was going so, you don't even know. This was circa 98. 7-Eleven was going hard.
Somebody really got to express themselves in a chicken commercial, and I'm happy for them more than anybody.
So it wasn't.
Is it not a chicken
No,
commercial?
it's like the slides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you walk in any of these.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't understand where the proverb comes in. There's no way to kind of like work that in. Did it stand out to you?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like, so I've tried to be more deliberate in things that have consequence. Like, it's not enough to do something. So it's okay to have dreams, but if you don't do anything about it, it's just a dream.
Yeah.
A vision.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're going to take a stand or try and make something happen,
Sure.
but you don't really have the vision in mind,
Yeah.
it's a nightmare. I'll piggyback on it, since I don't think I got you yet.
No, you got me.
All right.
You got me. I'm thrilled for the 7-Eleven chicken commercial producer. I'm thrilled. It's beautiful work they've done. It's moving. It's moving. You're standing behind the Slurpees. It's like, it could have just been just an everyday thing for them. And it wasn't. It wasn't. They got to leave their mark, their fingerprints on this. It's beautiful. I love it.
So, I see. It's not really a commercial.
Okay.
You know how they have pictures of chicken. It's like a slideshow. Like, here's pictures of fried chicken for
We don't have
$2.
7-Elevens up north, so it's harder. It's hard to picture, I guess. It is.
Well, what do you think about the adage? You think it's true? You like it?
I do. I think
You
it's
like
true.
it?
I think
Chinese
it's true.
proverb.
I don't see how it
It's the
applies
Chinese.
in that situation. I don't. But I do think it's true. I do think it's true. I
That's
love
the
that.
thing. It didn't apply. It was just like a gift.
I know it is.
So
That is what it is.
I was panning and it panned out. You know, at the 7-Eleven, it panned out. I found some gold and a sweet tea. It was delicious.
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
I love that.
What you got?
I love that. All right. So I was at a Thornton's.
I
was at a Thornton's.
Yes, you were. You better not be lying about that.
I wasn't.
Oh,
at Thornton's.
bro.
I wasn't. Where was I?
Stop it all.
All right. My goodness. I don't know how to follow that.
Bro, truth is truth. You know,
Truth
speak
is
your truth.
Wow,
speak
that's
your
good.
truth.
One I hear a lot. Let me tell you, this is generic. This is out of a a fortune cookie right here.
Man.
All right.
Yeah.
They all boil
cookies
down to
got
this.
it.
Even if it doesn't say this, they all boil down to this.
Yeah.
What do you believe about the phrase "everything happens for a reason"?
Woo.
That's tough. That's loaded.
Man, that's a hard one.
Tricky.
What do you think about that?
No.
Just gonna leave it there, no?
Here's what I'll tell you the time that it encountered to me where somebody really believed it.
Okay.
And they really tried to push this on me. We were doing a few years back, but Stephen Philippi and I, shout out, Stephen Philippi.
Stephen.
We'll have him on sometime.
You know who you are, Stephen.
Yeah. Stephen Philippi, we were hitchhiking. We were out on the road. We were out on the corner. We got our thumbs up. My goodness, I'm doing my fun signs.
Man, what state are you in?
What state are we in at this point? We're in Ohio.
Okay.
Okay. So we start in Kentucky. We're in Ohio, and we've been trying for hours for someone to get us picked up. It's tough sledding up there in Ohio.
Man.
Just get around hitchhiking, and somebody finally picks us up, or they stop, but they're on the fence about picking us up. They're feeling us out,
Yeah.
and you know, he talks to us a little bit. He concedes. He's just like, all right. You guys are in a tough spot. You want to go
Tough spot. Y'all were just hitchhiking.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was leisure. It was.
yeah.
It was a hobby.
It's not like a car broke down. There was no car.
No, you're right. You're right. But
You're in a happy spot.
But we were at the spot where we were regretting our actions.
Oh,
maybe.
I get you. Hours
Okay.
of waiting for a ride.
Hours of waiting
You were in
for
a
a
tough
ride.
spot in that you had to wait a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's
Exactly.
tough, man.
It was tough. It's in the heat. Did I tell you it's July? My goodness.
All right, July
Running
in
on
Ohio.
ramp. There's no trees.
Oh,
There's no
man.
shade. Yeah, you're just standing there. It is tough.
Your thumb's getting
touched us.
thumb's getting all tired.
Thumbs are
Because
tired.
that thumb's been up for
Signs
so
aren't
long.
working. I got my sign. It says freshly showered. It's not working.
Oh my gosh.
You know.
All right, yeah.
So he stops. He's like, all right, I'll pick you up, but I'm on my way to an AA meeting, and I'm running late, and I'm like running the meeting, and I can't, like, if you come with me, I'll take you to where you need to go. I'll take you to Columbus or wherever. But you got to come to the meeting with me because I'll be late. So we'll take anything at that point.
Yeah.
I would have gotten in the car with anybody.
Yeah.
At that point. So absolutely. So we get in the car. We run over to the AA meeting. Great coffee at an AA meeting. Strongest coffee around. Am I right?
Yeah.
Phone chargers. You know. So we're feeling pretty good. So we're just happy to do that. Drink some coffee. Charge our phones. We're sitting in the meeting at the table. It's a big round. You know, big like conference style kind of table. And at the end of the meeting, somebody comes up to me and they just say, "Hey, I've never seen you here before." And I'm like, "Oh no, it's my first time." And they're like, "Well, do you have a sponsor?" Oh no, actually, this is a funny story. Actually, I'm actually not an addict.
Yeah.
And he says, "Well, I used to say that too."
Whoa. Okay.
Uh-oh, I see what I've done here.
Yeah. And you
don't
guys must have been looking
understand.
real rough.
Boy.
People weren't believing that freshly showered
We were
sign.
really rough, yeah. And he says, "You don't understand. I'm not even like it. I'm not even supposed to be here. Like it is completely random."
Yeah.
It's like, there's nothing random.
Whoa.
Man. I'm like, you really don't understand what I'm telling you. It really is random that I'm here. That guy picked me up and just took me here, okay? It is completely random. And he says, listen, nothing happens for a reason. You are in the right spot, my friend.
Or nothing happens on accident? Or everything happens for a reason?
Everything happens for a reason.
Gotcha,
You got it. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing is random, is what he's saying. Nothing is random.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I just said, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. You're right. And now he's my sponsor.
Man, have you checked in with him?
Not in years. As a matter of fact, I never saw him again.
He's just praying
I never saw him again.
He's praying for you.
But I was rooting for him. He believed strongly.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. I knew in the back of my mind, no, that's not really what happened here. It was a series of random events.
Man.
It's fun, though. You can learn from those.
Yeah.
You know, when random events happen, you can, be thoughtful about them and, learn from new experiences. You take the good, leave the bad, all that stuff. But does everything happen for a reason? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, whose reason? You know what I'm saying? That begs the question. That's the old spiral, and you're looking at it. Everything happens for a reason. Like, yes, there is no effect without a cause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You were there because you decided to hitchhike for fun.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's the reason you were there. But it has no positive or negative value or destiny. I think that's the hard part, is that everything happens for a reason has a note of destiny or of an overarching plan, right?
Yeah.
That's the part that I don't agree with. But
yeah, I'm with you on that.
If I drop a shoe and it hits the ground, yes, everything happens for a reason. And the reason was I dropped my shoe.
Yep.
And it hit the ground.
You get that. But it's not something that, it's not something to try to push on somebody. I think a lot of people use that when dealing with tragedy, specifically, trauma, things like that.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's, it falls in the bucket of, like, if it helps you reason, like, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I do love a good serendipity. Everything happens for a reason of serendipity. But
is that your response to trauma? Why did this happen? Well, it's a serendipitous world. It's just so whimsical.
So a world full of whimsy. Well, that's a good one.
I think that's all I've got. That's all the
that's
good.
It?
You got any more?
All right, let's see if we bite on any of these. All right, found these were good.
Give me a few.
French proverb: truth is more valuable if it takes you a few years to find it.
Okay.
I know that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something that I learned over years trying to find it. That becomes very personal.
Yeah. Yeah, because you see the root of the problem, too. You see the context around the problem. Yeah, the truth just means more. I love it.
Begin to weave, and God will give the thread. German proverb.
Begin to weave. Say it again.
Begin to weave, and God will give the thread.
I think that's true.
Man.
I like that.
Yeah. Big weaver. I love George Herbert has a line in a poem that is begin the task wherever you are. You'll find the tools along the way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's what's up.
I'll tell you what that is.
What is that?
It's one that I don't really understand, that I hear a lot of people say.
Yeah.
But I guess I do understand it, like especially you saying that. But do or do not, there is no try. Do or do not, there is no try.
Man, yeah. What is that?
It's Yoda.
Yeah, that is.
That's Yoda.
That's Yoda.
I've never seen it, said, right? And maybe I've seen a few, but I don't think I've seen the right ones.
Yeah.
And so people say that, and I'm like, what is that? It doesn't really make sense until you understand the context around it. Is they're really saying you have to try.
Yeah.
I mean, don't halfway do it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's do it, right?
And either it happened when you tried, or it didn't.
Oh, is that what it means?
Oh, I thought I was piggybacking. But
I don't think I know what it means. We'll cut that out.
Well,
I don't think I know what it means.
Yoda's got it. Yoda's got it. All right, one more. A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song.
How do you feel about that?
Man,
Do
I
you
love
adopt
it.
that?
I love it. I think it's actually really perfect for today, and that we like the world to make. I like the world to make sense. I like answers, but sometimes you just have to have a song to sing, you know?
Yeah.
I remember I watched the documentary about the tightrope walker between the two World Trade Center.
Oh, I watched that.
Yeah.
That guy, absolutely. You're right, it applies.
But
why do it? Because I can.
Exactly. He said all the Americans were like, why? Why did you do this? Is this a statement? Are you protesting the Vietnam War? Yeah. And he was like, no, I did it because, I can't remember. It was just like, there is no why.
Yeah.
I just did it because I could, you know? It's like, man, why does the bird sing? It's not because he's trying to tell you an answer. He's just got a song. Yeah. And he wants to sing it, so.
I was not expecting to be so moved by that documentary. Yeah, that was good.
Touching. And then infuriating in the end, right? Like,
wife's down there at the bottom.
Yeah, he leaves everybody who made it possible.
Yeah.
Leaves them all behind for like 3 days.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you a little jerk. You had me. You had me.
I know.
But now I'm like,
roller coaster.
Yeah, what a dweeb.
Well, what he was doing is he was saying what is a proverb my mom used to tell me.
Yeah.
YOLO.
Man.
All right, how do you feel about YOLO?
It was like,
this one.
YOLO.
Oh, how do you feel about that?
I don't know.
Is that a proverb? It fits in the short, axiom kind of, let's just sum it all up in one quick phrase that can't possibly apply to everything.
Yeah, I think, I mean, there's offshoots that I think are a little more together, but like I'd rather make the mistake of doing instead of making the mistake of not doing anything.
Sure.
The idea, I'd rather try and take an adventure that ends miserably than not take it at all. You only live once, right? Something like that.
You only live once, yeah. I do think it does apply. It really only is ever used in the short term. Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Because you only live once, right?
Yeah.
But it gives the false idea that like life is long. Like, take the chances that can, bear fruit in the long run.
That's a good point, right?
So it's probably, if you're going to use it, but it would also be off-putting if you're like meeting with your financial 401k advisor and you're like, all right, I want to do it. Here's a good 30-year investment, YOLO.
Yeah. If you wait another 10 years, you'll retire a quadzillionaire. Cash me out. I'll take the 7,000 right now. I only live once.
Yeah, that's how it's used.
Man, I knew a guy, years ago though. He read the book that was like the 6-hour work week. There was like a book out there that was like, living your retired life now. Oh. Man, you can imagine that dude sold some copies.
The 6-hour work week sells some copies.
It was like a 6-hour work week, something like that. And man, he was like, guys, I got this. I've been reading this book, super excited. Yeah. It's about like, live that life, retire now. So, and he did, man. And he really did. He retired.
Because he sold a bunch of books.
No. I'm trying to think. My wife, he's working at an outdoors store now selling camping equipment.
Okay.
And
so he retired and then he realized he needed some
There
more
is no
income.
retirement. There is no retirement.
Yeah.
Love the dude.
Yeah.
But the math doesn't add up. You're right.
Well, all right. I'm gonna read you a few, and you tell me.
Oh yeah.
Tell me.
Okay.
All right. This will be a new segment.
Yeah.
Is this ancient proverb or is this something?
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Ancient proverb, an alien hieroglyph, or something from a movie. How about that? And I'll guess.
I don't think I have I think I should have prepped for this.
I thought you were gonna just read me one. I would guess.
That would be good.
Are you gonna read me anything?
I don't have any.
I thought you just said it's an ancient proverb.
No, I don't. You know what would be a fun game is ancient proverb or something that was found on a Jimmy John's wall. They put stuff on the wall like that.
Smells are free.
Yeah, but they got some
good ones.
that you can tell they're trying to really like it's like kind of like the 7-Eleven guy. He was like, I just really want to spice up the chicken commercial. Like you can tell there's a few.
Shout out
like,
to the 1998 manager of the 7-Eleven in Texas.
If that's you, write in.
Right in.
Yeah.
You changed my life, and no telling how many other people's lives you changed with your Chinese proverb.
How's he gonna write in?
That dude probably had a Chinese symbol tattooed on his arm that meant like mayonnaise or something like that. And they're like, oh, it means long life and prosperity. You know, he's like,
that's
mayonnaise.
Exactly what happened.
You know, probably something like that.
I got none. I got no more. I was looking at my notes, just like maybe we could play a game here. I don't have any more. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, we out?
I think this is really eye-opening, right? You know, I mean, mantras, that kind of stuff. You can only guess what hijinks will be in episode 9. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give it away.
They don't know. We don't know.
Because
it
hasn't been decided. But,
oh, good. We couldn't go to the parking lot. Go to the parking lot for some reason to figure it out.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Email us. Leave a comment. What is a saying that you live by, you love, you heard?
I'd love that.
Your grandma used to say it. You went to Italy on like a foreign exchange thing, and you're like, man, the Italians always say, prego la pasta di ribice. I don't know. They say something. If you know of a proverb, or maybe you got, favorite, something like that, you go ahead and just put it down there for us.
Put it down there.
Please, take a moment. It only takes 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Joe, it literally just takes 10 seconds to do that.
Yeah. It could be faster than that.
It could be.
It could be. And
how fast you type? And maybe you type slow, it'll be slower than that.
Yeah. Well, should we go through all the options? If you're a medium-paced typer.
What if you're missing fingers?
Oh my gosh, let's get out of here.
All right.
Hey, email us your suggestions for topics, comments, things like that. That'd be good. That'd be good. I think we've covered them all. So we need new suggestions. And
tune in next week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, you don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it. Tell a friend, like and subscribe. Thanks for coming back. We're out of here.